Yo, yo, yo! What is up, beautiful people? MarkieMaurk back here in the kitchen. I want to thank you for joining me this evening. I'm Mark McGuire. This is MarkieMaurk. I'm going to be rocking an awesome soup tonight. Y'all know it's getting cold, at least where we are, and which is Western North Carolina. Anyway, I've been talking about this for quite a while. If you've been following along, if you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow along now, because I got some awesome stuff coming. I'm going to keep it coming at you. Anyway, tonight we are rocking, everyone's heard of a butternut squash soup. Butternut squash is delicious. One of my favorite soups, especially in the autumn. Anyway, what I came up with in my mind is that butternut, it's named butternut because it's buttery, right? Well, what's the best thing to go with crabs? You dunk them in butter, right? So anyway, what I'm doing is, yes, that's right, a butternut crab soup. Butternut squash crab soup. So what I'm doing, I know if you have been following on my previous videos, I've showed you this can of bumblebee white crab meat. Not top dollar, but it is good, and it's kind of finely minced. I would definitely not call it lump crab meat, but tastes good, smells good, and it's going to do the job. So anyway, we got that, and then also in one of my previous videos, just one or two ago, I talked about how you can preserve blue crabs. If you buy a bushel of blue crabs when you're at the beach, you don't eat them all, and you're like, man, I gotta throw these away now. You don't. You bag them up and you freeze them. Now, a tech tip, you can, once they're cooked, if you crack them open, take the guts out and the gills, then freeze them that way. It's less work when you do bust them back out, and I think it retains the sweetness of the flavor. Sometimes, I'm a mustard guy myself when they're fresh, but when that stuff gets frozen in there, it tends to get it changes flavor a little bit. It gets a little sour. So anyway, I recommend busting the top off them, cleaning them out, then freezing them. Gallon Ziploc bags, try to squeeze the air out best you can. Anyway, what I have here is just a bag of all those little legs, right? So what I'm doing for this butternut squash soup, 4 cups of water. I'm boiling all these legs in the water to make crab stock. After the crab stock is ready, I already got the butternut squash. What I do is I split them in half and I roast them, and that makes them so much easier to scoop out instead of peeling them. That's one big turnoff for some people with butternut squash, is having to peel them. So anyway, I cut them in half, split them down the middle, roast them in the oven. Then it's so easy to scoop them out. I already have them scooped out. Here, let me step off screen for a second. I got them scooped out in a big old container. So, like I said, after my crab stock is made, I will add these to it and then hit it with the immersion blender and blend it up oh so nicely. And then the only seasonings going into this is salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and just a touch of Old Bay to give it that little crabby twist. Little right near the beach flavor, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna get going on this, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my 4 cups of water, if I don't spill it all over the floor, into the pot here. Get this rolling. And of course I'm gonna bring y'all along for the ride, so stick with me, and we'll be back in a second with some more steps. Stay tuned. All right, so water's still heating up to boil, but we're gonna go ahead and splish splash crab legs are taking a bath. We'll let those, I like to just, when I'm making my stock, I like to bring it up to boil, let it boil for maybe a minute, and then cut it down, then just let it do a nice slow simmer. Once all that flavor has released into the liquid, then we will strain the crab legs out and add that butternut squash that I showed y'all, and some seasonings, and I like to do just a nice, like, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, or half and half if you don't have the heavy cream, just to give it a nice creaminess to the soup as well. So anyway, I'll be back in just a moment with some more steps. What's up, beautiful people? All right, we back. So I got the crab stock pretty much ready. Like I said, a bag of the small creepy crawly crab legs that no one wants to mess with anyway. 4 cups of water, boil them in. boiled them about, brought it to boil, and then did like a medium-low heat, a little bit of a boil still, not so much simmer, for about 20 minutes. Get that flavor out of there, pull the flavor out of them. I added a tablespoon of salt to help draw that flavor out. And I will not forget to have all the ingredients for this delicious soup in the description at the bottom of the video. So y'all be sure to check that out. And if you've got homegrown butternut squash, or you even just feel like grabbing some at the store, you gotta try this. I'm telling you, it'll probably be the best butternut squash soup you've ever had. Anyway, now it is time to pull said crab legs out of the soup. So I got my slotted spoon here, more of a holy spoon, but a holy spoon. Anyway, go ahead and get these legs going. Because what I'm going to do now is add the butternut squash into this stock here. Because like I said, I roast it to make it easy to get out of the skin. Cut it in half, roast it. But I only roast it long enough to just, slightly soften it to where it peels free from the skin with just a scoop of a spoon. So it's still a little tough, so you still definitely want to add it. Once you make your stock, you want to add it to the stock and then let it cook down until it's soft enough to blend up right nice with that immersion blender. So anyway, I got all these legs out of here. I'm about to add the stock, I'm about to add the squash to the stock. Make some squash stock up in here. Make sure we don't have any little ones that are gonna stab somebody when they go to get a spoonful. And for those of you who don't know, YouTube changed their terms and conditions, and they're now allowing themselves to add commercials to even non-monetized small channels like mine. I'm trying to get there, but so y'all who are watching, if you see a commercial pop up, you're probably not going to be able to skip it. Watch it and stick with me, because I'm telling you, you watch my videos all the way through, you're going to have another fine recipe in your arsenal. So anyway, don't let those commercials deter you, is what I'm saying. Anyway, here we come with the 4 cups of that beautiful butternut squash. Going in. Oh, I need a spoon. Don't burn me. Alright. Now that I got that squash in here, I turned it on low to get the crab legs out. Now I will go back up to medium high heat. Let that get to a nice rolling boil again. Soften that squash up. Once that's done, we're hitting it with the immersion blender. We're adding these seasonings, and we're just gonna let it take a nice bath, nice love bath, and everything can just mingle in the tub. So anyway, y'all, I will see you in just a moment with some more of the rundown. Don't go nowhere, because it's gonna get real delicious real quickly. See you in a second. All right, y'all, the squash took a little longer to soften up than I expected. I'd say maybe 25 minutes, medium boil, maybe 20. That is the stock with the butternut squash in it. Now it is time to blend it up with the immersion blender. These things are awesome. If you've tuned in before, you've seen me use this. This is an amazing device. Anyway, let's rock it. the right level too. If you go too low, it'll suction to the bottom of the pan, and then you won't be blending nothing. And if you go too high, it'll start spraying squash at you like nobody's business. You gotta find that sweet spot. Do a little up and down motion, and that is pretty much it. I'll probably do one more little whipping once I add the milk, aka half and half, aka heavy whipping cream, whatever you got. It will work. You just want a little milky creaminess to this, but I want to bring y'all in and show you how silky smooth it is. Looking oh so good. So anyway, I'll be back in just a second once I'm ready to drop some milk and season this vat of deliciousness up. Alright, so 4 cups of water for your crab stock, 4 cups-ish of butternut squash, and a half cup of the half and half for the creaminess, and we will see how it goes. We're about finished up here. I showed you all the seasonings going into this and we talked about it, and last but not least is the can of the crab meat. I like to save that till last, that way you don't beat it up with the immersion blender, the emergency blender. Anyway guys, stay tuned, see you in a moment. Y'all, I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. So I just added all the seasonings to this, and like I said, I will have everything in the description at the bottom of the video, but you have got to try this one. Anyway, it's a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon, and I add the salt to the crab stock while you're kind of boiling the crab legs, because it just helps pull the flavor out. But tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of Old Bay, and a teaspoon of turmeric. And I may have went with 2 teaspoons because y'all know MarkieMaurk don't like measuring nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna give this a fine spooning. Everyone loves a fine spooning. Look at how velvety that soup is. I mean, that is just doggone delicious looking. Anyway, y'all, do a little taste test, a little dip. Oh man, oh my. I think I may go with just a touch more salt, but like I said, I will refine all the ingredients in the description at the bottom of the video, and I will let y'all know what it's looking like. But man, I tell you what, that is looking oh so good. And I am actually working overtime tonight. I'm doing 2 vidges. Give you a little peep of the next one. Doing some awesome pies. So you gotta kind of guess what kind of pie this is gonna be, but I'll tell you what, that's the sauce and these are the toppings. So it ain't hard to put together. But anyway guys, thank y'all once again for joining me. I'm gonna give you a final shot of this once it's done, but this is pretty much it. That is how you do it. Crab butternut squash soup. And the final shot, the money shot, will be at the end of the video. But I just want to thank y'all for tuning in once again. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, please watch all my videos. Give me the big, because that's going to help me out, and that's going to just motivate me to keep cranking these things out for you guys. Anyway, this is MarkieMaurk beside his wonderful soup, coming at you live from the kitchen. Until next time, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, stay enjoying life, and until next time, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Later.